Golly. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to put a disclaimer for this one. Hey, I'm on the woman's side. I got to be careful what I say. That's all I'm saying. But it's getting to a point where it's getting a little bit ridiculous with the music. Even like actually before I even jump. I'm ready to jump in. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm ready to jump in. But welcome back to the Master Energy Podcast. I'm Randy. I'm here with.
It's Dre. What's up? What's up? You already know the vibes.
Yeah. So we're back again in the studio again.
You know, I have candies.
We got the candy man over here.
Yeah. Well, these are the Lifesaver gummies, exotics. You already done notice that we're still on that, so you know. I'm not here on the, the same flavoring as this, but
yeah. Founders.
You know the
vibe.
Yeah.
Founders originals.
Same thing I pull up the
Come
other
on
day.
now.
Was
vodka mule. What was it? Pineapple ginger. This one.
That's
That's
what I rock with is the pineapple ginger.
No, this one is good for real.
Next week we're gonna pull up like a whole stack of the new flavors. See, they come out with some new flavors too. They got
like the bar flavors or whatever.
Yeah, it has some nice featured like flavors that was like popping that I was like, yeah, I mean that's what's heavy. I was like, wow.
No, I hear that.
I'm like,
I hear that.
It was like some fusion, but a lot of them had ginger in it, so I was like, yeah, I definitely rock with that.
Nah, the ginger good in the drink.
So yeah, they have the cocktail and tequila cocktail box actually, and this one is actually something I'm tripping about because it's like the mixture that they had in it was crazy. So yeah, like watermelon margaritas, and it's like,
oh, that's
okay,
fire.
I'm definitely messing with that.
Margarita.
And then you got, I think it was watermelon sour. I'm like, okay, say less. And then you got mango ginger. So
wait a
pineapple
minute.
ginger.
Mango?
I'm like the mango. I know that's why I left that for last. Because I know this guy wants the mango. Yeah, because you got watermelon lime margarita, strawberry, hibiscus tequila sour, and obviously it has strawberries in it. And then you got the mango ginger tequila mule, just like the pineapple. So I'm like, that's definitely gonna be like slapping. And then that has like the grapefruit, the typical normal one. So like the three first flavors that it hit, I was like, yeah, definitely. So shout out Founders for that. Always innovating, bringing out new tastes and flavors. They're all, for me, it's all the tropical flavors that I'm definitely like.
No, that's what's up. That's the key though. The tropical flavors. That's how you bring people in.
The fusion of the tropical flavors. I'm like, yeah. So you know it is what it is. But yeah. So what we on again?
Oh, we're gonna be talking about. There's gonna be two topics today. Just like.
Cheers to that, because it's gonna be some next thing.
Oh yeah.
Alright, salute that.
You seen Sha'Carri Richards when she ran the track and her hair was out? Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Look mad sexy. She look mad sexy. The afro just blowing in the wind. I'm like, good gracious God.
Well, she did say it, going back to her natural everything, and maturing and coming back.
Thank God she took that wig off. When she ran in the
growth
braids
for her, she said the whole growth was just coming back, maturing, letting her natural hair flow. That put her up there because Jamaican over here, really truthfully born and raised. It's like, she did a number on them too, so they acknowledge her on that too. So I was like, yeah. Charlene was like, yo, she's like, because of you, the Americans couldn't be putting out here. And I was like, yeah, that's facts. Though.
Yeah, for real.
Right, because these Jamaicans would be holding it down.
Nah, no cap.
But nah, she deserved her win though. She
deserved it. But like, bro, the way the hair was looking, that hair was. Woo, I was mesmerized. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was mesmerized.
He was mesmerized.
Nah, for real, bro. Like it just goes to show, like the natural look, that's a superior look. Like as much as you want to put onto yourself, you don't really need it. But who am I to say? I think that's gonna be the title of the episode. I ain't gonna lie.
It is. Who am I to say?
Yeah.
I mean, she looks good with it is what it is.
Exactly. So,
it's flavor for somebody, right?
Of course, at the end of the day, it's personal preference.
Keyword.
Exactly. That's the key word. But the title is still, who am I to say? Yeah, that's definitely the title. No cap. True. just from the top. Disclaimer. You see the title. Who am I to say? Yada yada yada. We keep it moving. That's it. So because that's the title. The two topics. And I'm gonna start with the first topic, which is pussy talk and rap, mainly with rap women and also men too. It goes both ways, but it shows more on the female side from the female perspective.
So what are we touching on? We're talking about like just the lyrics or the content or like
lyrics and content. Honestly, you're gonna go all over the board now because it's like lyrics, content, branding, presentation, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
it's getting tired. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, tired. I mean, how bluntly it's like in your face. I guess. Yeah, like I'm sure we've had a conversation already with it, where it's like, yeah, our parents and like our grandparents era, they had like raunchy or like contents and music. So, like, no, I think you were telling me like your mom's like finally first now seeing the whole sexy red
sexy red
on,
shit.
Like, Facebook, which you know, like
the
Facebook,
first song.
It's like the old people like collective of social media. So when you reach Facebook, you know, like the clientele you're hitting is like my grandma's on Facebook. Exactly. So I could only imagine that. She'd be like, what kind of slackness she going with? I could already hear that. So no, like, yeah, for your mom's reaction, I'm like, that's getting like, I understand that.
She's fed up
from her. She's like, but like for us, it's like, yeah, we were just like, it's whatever, so we can just let it blow over and like whatever. But when it touched like the older individuals, that's like you're going. That's what the shocking reaction is gonna be like. What weird? She's not wearing no clothes. You know, it's even with the tattoos too on her. Like, sexy red is like
unnecessary.
An artist that like if your parents like see like you know, it's not for them. Like, I ain't gonna say she ain't no like MJ status, but
no, you know, but like you have some sort of influence.
If you're gonna go by like the influence is heavy there, but if you're gonna go by like the not so norm, it's like MJ was like not the typical, Prince was not the typical, you know what I mean? So if you look at it, everybody's pushing that barrier of the not so typical in order to stand out in this type of.
But that doesn't get you like longevity or
anything like longevity. No, but you wanna spark and garner attention and interest and peak it for a minute, and then on that you build on it. So right now she's just riding a wave of being that, you know, shock appeal right now.
But think about it though. How many times do you need a spark before you actually light the blunt? You know?
Well, I mean, depending on like the ingredients.
Because it's all shock.
The ingredients inside of it is dry or wet. If it's windy outside, you know, if your spark ain't really sparking properly.
Well,
you know, there's a lot. You know, if you're gonna buy with a torch,
based on the ingredients,
you want one of these. Based on that it don't take that long, right?
Based on the ingredients,
you matches out here now. You're like, like the old people them, and you're there putting the chick. Nah. Now we live in a, you know, get a torch and you're out here like one click. That's fire, right? Yeah. So, like you said, how long it takes to spark it?
That's what I'm saying. Cause like it's all shock value.
Yeah.
But it's not going nowhere.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard a lot of talk. She's like an industry plant and
she is
and this and that. But I'm like, what is the narrative of it? What are we trying to hide? What are they trying to cover up and like distract us from? If she's to be that whole,
it's not even like they're gonna hide nothing.
No, if she's to, because usually when they put something of that caliber, it's a distraction of some sort, right? To be an industry plant, because then you have Sexy Red, then you have the whole, you know, Joe Budden and Drake type of foolishness too. It's
for another episode.
Yeah, because you know, everything is just for different time, and as you said, preference is who am I to do. Like, there's a lot of people that like stand behind it. I saw a clip where it's showing, you know, a teacher in the States that was using her song as an informative way
to get everyone's attention.
To like, you know, roll call her class, and then I also seen like. To contradict that clip, now they have another one where it's like overseas, and I believe it was like China, Japan, and they're showing you the students over there, the type of caliber of work that they're doing, and like, you know, mathematics they're doing at their early age, problem solving skills. And it's like, while we're over here making up, you know, rhymes with these songs that are trending and whatnot on the, like the TikTok wave and everything, and the whole Sexy Red thing, they're over here learning like real world problem solving skills and everything. I'm like, damn. It's so true, because the mind is the young is so impressionable that it's like they will soak up whatever you know you feed to them, physically, mentally, emotionally. So you got to be cautious of that, and you know, as you look at society as a older individual or a leader, if you want to call yourself that, or you know, for a teacher, for example, you are an instructor to them, you are a leader to them. They look up to you for that, right? So. I'm sure every time they turn on the radio, they hear that song playing, and the lyrics that come on, they might not understand it to the full capacity that should.
They don't even like
but
that.
Now that you've turned it into something fun and appealing to them, when they hear the song, the double-edged sword is one, they'll appeal it to what they learn in a classroom to that song, or, two, they can actually take the lyrics from a song now and try to contradict what they learn in the classroom. Because now they can start asking questions. Because they're very impressionable, they love to ask questions. So
one thing when it comes
lyrics would definitely stand out.
When it comes to overseas, though, the way they see us is backwards. Like the way we see things,
it's like, yo.
The way we see things, we think it makes sense, but realistically for them, it's like backwards. Cause like for them, it's like they see the music, everything. They don't even like that. A lot of them, they don't even like that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We talking about the States or talking about
overseas,
Japan,
overseas, Japan, all them.
Yeah, because when you said overseas, I'm like, yo, it's just us. Us, first of all, I'm like Caribbean born descent.
I'm not talking about no.
It's different,
no.
And
I'm
then
talking way overseas.
Us, I'm like, us is my brother's generation was Canadian born.
Yeah.
That's a different generation of us, because I can differentiate the reality versus the bullshit and all that. So, you mean the new 2023 generation.
They don't even.
But yeah, it makes sense. So overseas, when he's saying overseas now, so when you think of Europe, Japan, all of the foreign countries, their mentality when it comes to slackness or culture development, if you want to say it like that, and just even the educational system it makes sense to me personally. It is advanced like it should be, because you are getting children at their most impressionable ages and peaks to really soak up important things and things that's going to be setting them up for life, like life skills.
Things that are beneficial.
Vital skills. Versus over here where it's like you're going to feed them a whole bunch of sugar and pretty much obesity kicks up after diabetes kicks in, because this is the food that we're taking and everything, right? So our culture over here, we're not really prepping them to be, let's be, built strong and ready for the world. It's like more like, no, we're going to cushion it and everything and guarantee your needs and everything, and the way they do it too is by giving you, as I said, the substitutes. So they substitute this and that for you. Give your kids some candies and make them hyper and wonder why they're running around crazy. It's like, oh, but that's all they want to eat. It's like, yeah, but from their born, that's all the diet that they know, right? They need a lot of natural fruits, veggies, and sunlights, and they actually need to play as part of that too. But at the same time too, they need to be mentally stimulated too, and for that growth to happen too. So, our generation of just this go method is like, parents don't really have time to educate their kids. No. They leave it up to educators, and the educators that I remember when I was in high school, high school, if you want to say it like that, or what's it called, middle school, from
middle school
8 to 9 and shit like
that. 7 to 8 is middle.
So it's like from middle school going up into the high school category, I remember. Obviously you had student teachers type thing, right? Yeah. And then it's like some of them was like fire, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and then it's like, because you're a regular day-to-day home teacher wasn't even kicking it, because you're like, bro. She's like, bro, you've been teaching for decades, bro. Like, you should retire. Throw the cape and shit.
That's grade 1.
But you know what I mean? When you have the oldest lady teaching, you're like, bro, But now it's like I look at these educators now, and I'm like, wait, you're a teacher? You're my age. He's like, what are you teaching these kids? And then not to take anything from a lot of these, even my home my homies that are teachers, though, it's like, I know, some of us are suited for that position. Some of us really take our jobs day to day. Based on whatever profession you're in, seriously, I can't knock, everybody for that. But when you know somebody personally, on a personal level, you just the foolishness that you carry on. Yeah. You're like, I'm sure you don't take this niggas on people's kids, because if you are who they look up to as an educator and influencer and leader, I'm like, we can't even have a straight conversation. How do I expect you to educate people's kids?
And that's that kind of adds to the point too.
So I'm like, if it's, as the saying goes, it's like the blind leading the blind in a sense. It really is, because certain generational gap is our age group. We have people that are very successful, people that are still wondering what they're doing, and all they've been doing since we've known them is smoke. Either skate, just be the loose ball, just figure themselves out, whatever. Yeah. They had no drive or nothing, right? So it's cool. But when you look at it, it's okay, are they the ones now that's educating these kids?
Yeah.
Because I remember your mantra in life, and method in life was just, you know, Upadoodle Kuna Matata, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about none of that. It's like, now all of a sudden you're an educator. Damn,
exactly.
Right? Like, you really strapped down. Like, I'll give you that if that's the case. You really strapped up your boots and you really went and grind and got through college. But are they just giving you out, like,
the thing to be an educator is, like, it's one thing to do the work, it's to show the effort. That you care about the kids, right?
I mean, that's because if you look at it as just a job, yeah, because if you look at it as just like a job, and the reason why I say this is because a lot of us that works in different, like, industries and whatever the case might be, a lot of us don't even really love going to work every day. We hate it some days. Mm-hmm. We're like, I want to be here. But when you're like an educator, you have to be wanting to go to work every day. You have to be willing to educate. You know,
all them times where you go out
in
drinking,
that positive mindset. Yeah, and it's
you
like
can't do that no more.
Well, I mean, if you can maintain it, but I don't know how you're going to do happy hours and
what.
Go to a concert on a Tuesday night and then go to work on a Wednesday and wonder what's midweek.
What concert?
You know hump day in the middle of the week is already done. So it's like you're up at a concert all night Tuesday night, and then boom, you go to work in the morning. It's like they're expecting you to come in all cherry, like A+, ready to go, and you're like, I mean, you have a life, so I'm like, I know I'll be exhausted because one, you got to be on time, so punctuality is a must because you got to be there for them. Being the students, because they get dropped off early, some by the parents and others by whatever if they get picked up. So you got to be punctual and be prepared and willing to go there once you're there. Not get there and be like, let them wait on you. It's the other way around. You got to be waiting on them, right?
It's like when you're teaching or like you're an educator for students, like student educator. It's almost like the kids are like your kids, you know? Because you have to educate. That's kind of like the
scary part, though.
I know. So imagine, like, you have all, like, today's generation taking care of 30-plus kids or, like, 25-plus kids. Well, as an educator, though,
if you look at it, as you said, you're an educator and you got to treat these kids like they're your kids. And look at it, and as I said, you have your own child, too, or children.
Exactly.
So it's like, damn, you got to prepare your kids to go to another school.
Exactly.
Or even the same, whatever case might be.
That is.
To get taught by somebody else. Well, you go teach somebody else's kids, and it's like, you have to be in the most positive mindset. Not letting your kids driving you crazy all in the morning, all the way to, whatever it is since they woke up. So now you have to go on, like, being a cheerful.
A lot of times they can't even drop the kids off at school.
That's the next thing.
Because they got to drive all the way over.
Then you got spousal differences where maybe you might be sharing whatever custody of kids.
They can't even think about kids.
Like, I mean, as an educator, it's like your mindset would probably be, like, off the chart. It's, like, crazy. And then it's like you got to come and teach these kids these, like, life-changing morals and information that they're supposed to retain, like, so you find the quick and easiest thing that society and our generation has to captivate and garner attention, and it's like, well, I know every kid has technology, so TikTok, what's the most trending on TikTok right now, or Instagram, what's the most popular recent thing that we can talk about on Instagram? It's like, okay, but you're not even educating them on, like, world things, you're just educating them on, like, social media and pop status right now.
You're feeding them a lie by teaching them the possibilities with social media, because social media is not guaranteed in whatever way.
So everybody else, if you think of it, all the other foreign countries now, what they're doing is they're setting up their generation after generation, like, to win and succeed.
Exactly.
So you're learning history, like, based on your country and culture's history, on, how, whether it's, like, as I said, the war of, like, the art of war, if that's really what it is. Teach them how to be successful so they can develop the infrastructure of your country so your country can stay relevant and stay top tier. That's what you want to build. So you're not really telling them to be... nothing against telling your kids or teaching them to be artists or have a preference of, music, art. You need all that. Society needs all that. But I think other countries, they stress more on that structural part where it's like, we need, doctors, lawyers, bankers.
We're not going to get that here.
All of that. So they push that. They're like, this is the main thing we need for our society and our country to succeed, and we're gonna prime you here so we can send you out in the world so we can conquer.
You're gonna get. You're gonna get doctors while they're doing the surgery, doing a TikTok seminar.
I mean,
this is how you do open heart surgery.
I mean, that's kind of risky because that's what you think of so. In that field of context, I still want my older people around, and God forbid, they still stay around. Cause
I know.
In case I get sick and I need any of that, I'm like, I've had family members who had to get, like, whether it be heart surgeries or whatever the case might be. It's like serious surgery, so, you need, whether eye surgery to my grandma, like last month I had to take her to for a cataract. So you need, like, these individuals that are, like, top tier in their profession. And
that do the work because they actually care about the work.
I'm not like dismissing it because it's funny. My grandma's doctor, she is like really young, you know, and I mean, an older person might find it like, oh, you're inexperienced because you're young. But when my grandma saw like the clientele that came to her clinic that she also has to, and also where, you know, the office where she works from too, she's like, oh wow, like she really is qualified. Like, you know, looks could be very deceiving and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that made her feel comfortable because she's like, one thing too, the ethnicity plays a good part in it too, which I'm not really pushing on that because that's sometimes can be
that's a whole other topic
too. But people really do come off and judge you in that. So I think a lot of people find more foreign individuals in certain profession to be more comfortable with and trustworthy with.
I'm the same
other
way.
than people that are born in this
same way.
Country or area of the world, because they're like, they know the nonsense that we allow and we accept in this part of the world versus other parts of the world. So like, yeah, as you said, the industry right now, the media with like the sexy red thing is that agenda is it wouldn't be tolerated in a lot of other countries per se with a different higher moral standard. That would have been like silence. Like,
but you see how everything goes. Like, say for example, like you have some like 30-something-year-old like surgeon gonna do like some sort of like major surgery on you. Who you gonna trust? Are you gonna trust the 30-year-old? You gonna trust like the 50-something-year-old, multiple awards? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hold you. I'm trusting someone overseas more than someone that's from here, because I can't trust them. Age-wise too, yes.
Like you said, okay. So to answer the first part of yours,
you gotta take the safer option.
Well, to answer the first part of yours is personally, I would look at it like this because I'm in an industry where it's like experience does come from. It don't really matter about your age, to be honest and exact. It's how long you've been in the field, right?
Yeah.
And your work ethics and stuff. So being as a technician, it comes off as that play too. It's like you're gonna have people of all different ages, different creeds and everything. That's gonna be a different part or time in their life, and have a certain set skills and a certain amount of knowledge. Doesn't mean one more or the less, because when you put them on the same playing field, it's like, okay, cool. You might be able to do this like half an hour faster than this guy, 2 hours faster, but you guys both complete the job, right? Cool. But now let's put different makes and models in front of you now and see. This is one set make individual. This is maybe a two couple make individual, and this guy's an all-around general, all-tier makes. So he's touched every make possible and familiarize himself with that in and out process. Yeah, they all have the base starting point, set knowledge of this is how this works, the functionality of it. But this person's only worked on this make. This person only worked on these two makes. This person's worked on 30 other makes. So you give them all different makes now. Who's going to be more comfortable in that element? Obviously, the person that's worked on more.
Yeah.
And has that experience with that, right? But the individuals that might have more years on that person, though, right? You would think, oh, they've been in the trade for long. But yeah, they've only had that much experience working on that one make.
Yeah.
I still would take the person that has the general make of a lot more makes under his belt or her belt than just those two beforehand. Because now it means you're not just going to be, susceptible to that one make and just that one way of thinking. Mm-hmm. You're going to obviously have that think out of the box. So any possible situation that happens now on any make, you already know. Think out of the box. Okay, this is the manual way of doing it, but I've done it in different ways so many different times that for me this is like second nature. So I don't have to question which way to go if something goes wrong. Because we all know there is more than one way to solve a problem.
Which is
right?
fair.
So if one person always worked on one make and is just used to doing this way, that's programmed into you that way. That's the hard wiring in you. But when somebody has to always be on their tiptoes and always finding different ways to make things work because they've been touching different makes and models, just like a doctor, you deal with different individuals, right, and different problems, different histories and all of that. So you have to be susceptible to, and open to change on the split dime like that. So if something does go wrong now, there's no panic because you're not supposed to panic. So the older gentleman, like you said, or the older individual you said, lady,
is more to the book.
That has, more book knowledge of it, but also more practical in the field. The person that's younger could have been their mentor. They could have been a mentor to them, right? So they could have been like their apprentice, their student, when that's so passing that knowledge on them.
That doesn't happen that much.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Not in our culture, that doesn't happen. But when you undertake a study like that, you want to have somebody that you can obviously have the mentorship under. So I still would be dicey about it because I'm like, with the technology that we have now, that younger individual could actually exceed that older individual because that older individual A is probably going to be stuck in doing it this way. Yes, they might have seen different possible ways of how to, you know, worst case scenario happen, how to do it, because they have the 8 years and experience. But with that, the second part comes into their health condition. They might have carpal tunnel or something like that.
No, I get that.
I'm like, yo, I ain't got a guy cutting me.
So let me explain that.
If you're gonna cut me, make sure some laser mark. That's gonna be
because I know a lot of people
some blurry lines. I don't want no zigzag cuts.
I know a lot of people be looking at me right now.
Butcher cuts, right?
I know for a fact a lot of people right now be looking at me like, oh, he crazy. All I'm saying is I don't think personally, because like you see them. Okay, let me start with this. You see them. You know those videos on like Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and you have the guy interviewing the girls on road, and they're like drunk or whatever.
Oh, but that's like out of
But they're usually frequent around the universities and all that shit, right? Yeah, they see them in their element type shit, right?
Nah, you see them out of their elements, because that's really what
but like a lot of them admit that they are like in school to be doctors, surgeons, whatever, right? And you see them in our road, they're licked out of their mind. I'm like,
don't be a box out here, dog.
Yo, I do not want her or him to do no kind of surgery on me. I'm sorry. I'd rather take someone from somewhere else outside of the continent. North America, personally, I'd rather have someone from the UK. I'd rather have someone from Africa. I'd rather have someone from Europe, from China. Bro, even Australia I'll accept. Before and Australians move kind of wild too.
My thing to that is, as long as you're saving my life, I'm respectful of that.
No, absolutely, but I need to trust you.
I'm not him.
I need to trust this person.
We're gonna have to talk. I trust that you're not gonna kill me, and you know what can go wrong. I mean, this life and death situation, so I don't have to have the big and choose. So it is what it is. But to go what you're saying, yes, I know everybody does have a life and everybody does have a life. That's fine. But all I'm saying is, if you know you're gonna operate on me, please go like a nice two month free of it, you know, indulging in certain things that I know, as you always say as actors, will stay in your system for a duration of time. So if you know you gotta operate on me personally, like, you know, do me that honest favor of like, maybe I might be doing you a disservice by telling you not to partake in that, because now your nerves and everything might be, you know, attacked a little bit, and you might be throwing off your game a little bit. But all I'm saying is, be cautious and, you know, moderate about it. If you gotta operate on me, don't be like them girls he's talking about on the road.
Me no want that.
Licked at you, and then come operate on me the next day.
Me no want none of that. No, you mean?
That's negligence, and like, yo, I mean, you'll probably like doing some prison time. And my family might hopefully be well off on my.
I feel like
if you go around, I hope you don't go around though. I won't be here to enjoy the splurging of my demise.
No, I feel like I have to walk around with like a waiver. You gotta sign this.
Oh, you definitely. I don't trust you. You already signed your waiver though. So
no, that's fair. I signed yours. You gonna sign mine? No, you crazy?
This guy's like, you know,
counter waiver.
Me. I'm
you must be mad.
On you.
Hell no, but to bring it back, no, because what I'm trying to get at is like, the like you said, like younger minds.
Yeah.
They're more able to like pick up on anything because they don't know exactly. They don't know too much, right? So they're gonna learn whatever they can, and whatever they see more often, they're gonna pick up on that. So when you have someone like Sexy Red, and the way she portrays herself, she I can say
herself as being sexy.
I can say that she listen. I can say she's a hoe because she's admitted in multiple songs that she's a hoe, right?
I don't know. I don't like indulge in her.
Listen.
I like music and I pay attention.
I like music too, so I give it the chance. Art is not for
everyone, and not every art is for everyone. So,
but I gave the songs, I gave the album a chance.
What I like. I've heard her song. That's the only one song I've heard of hers, to be honest.
She has a whole album.
Yeah, I only heard that one because that was the mainstream.
Multiple features.
That's the mainstream.
Features with
I see you following it like heavy to that extent. Because you drop up and coming fresh tracks every Friday.
Every Friday, yeah.
But every Friday I heard her on her track because obviously it's so mainstream because of that one track, and then of course she got features with everyone. So I don't really follow her catalog like that too heavy. I see her image and other leaked videos and whatever they say is out there and stuff. I've seen all those like tabloid stuff of her, but
I following
her music. I think I seen one interview where she was also having an interview and she was speaking about some nice foolishness, but then she got a call from 2 correctional officers.
Oh my God.
And she's like, that's Baby Daddy 1, Baby Daddy 2.
God.
And she's like, I'm on an interview. It's like that. She was like, yeah, hello? It's like, I'm in an interview. I'll call you back. Baby Daddy 1. That's what she said, right? Hangs up. And it's like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and next one call. See, this is the next one. Hold on. So I'm in a meeting. I'm doing an episode, she was saying, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or an interview, yeah. I'll call you back. So then it hit me. I'm like, wait, did she realize in a correctional facility? How is she going to call them back?
You don't call them back.
Like, so I was kind of like, yo, at this point it just went over my head. I'm like, this clearly doesn't register with this lady.
She either...
So it's like,
no.
Not there.
So there's 2 ways. It's either that she thinks like, what's it called? They're going to call her back after when she says, you know how we talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to call back later if she says some shit. Like, you know how we... Sometimes it's cold, right?
Yeah, I'm like...
But maybe she might have outed them for having like a contraband, like, you know, like a
I thought it's a burner.
Exactly.
I didn't want to say nothing because I'm like,
you know what I mean?
Hinting to her like, yeah, I'll call your burner.
You just exposed
like,
2 men having a burner in jail.
Like, okay, so they call you on the correctional phone just to give you that woo talk.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'll tap in later. I'll tap like, yeah, you know. And it's like, okay, cool. Because I'm like, ain't no way you call back like a prison phone, like it's your regular house phone. Like, yeah, expecting to call at like 9:30. My boy just lost his like phone privilege.
Exactly.
Just now call you back later. But yeah, she's like a character to me.
It's a mess.
But she's like, who's before her that we had too that you guys said was an industry plan too? I remember
Ice
Russ.
Spice.
Okay, so Russ was something that you guys always said was, but Russ always
Russ
always started out with releasing tunes every day. Was it every week he released his track?
Russ proved that he's not.
Yeah, he made his catalog because I remember the Wolf. What is it called? The Wolf something. It was one of his records that he had. I remember that's the way back one that he had when he first came up. And then so the Ice Spice was the most recent.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happened to that? She's not an industry plant? No, it was Ice Spice and somebody else too before her. That they also were saying it was a guy. It was a guy. It was also a guy that they were saying was an industry plant. That they couldn't believe. I don't know. But there's a lot of conspiracy about who's an industry plant and whatnot.
I don't know, like, it's hard to tell.
How they're so successful.
It's hard to tell for the guys. I know for a fact Jack Harlow was.
Yes.
Jack Harlow definitely was.
That was the next one too. So yeah, he was the most recent. So Jack Harlow.
1000%.
And it was Spice.
Ice Spice and then Sexy Red. I even say Lotto too.
The next one. Yeah, well, cause I even see something too, like the Diddy's girl there took like I think podcast of the year again 2 years, and Nori was kind of cheesy about that.
Cap, that's cap.
And I was like, that's facts, because I'm like, yo, that's
bro,
crazy.
Because Diddy's running the whole award show.
So then, like, who's paying for the BET show? And I was like, I kind of find it interesting because I'm like, $1 million worth of game didn't win, and also
I was upset
so
too.
I was like, yo, that's kind of catchy. I'm like, but I've never watched none of this girl's episodes and stuff. So I was like, that's how disconnected it is.
I watched
That's
one.
how disconnected it is. For her to win, I'm like,
listen,
I haven't even really
no.
So I'm not the only one that hasn't watched it.
Think about it though.
But he said she doesn't even release like episodes like how these guys do it on a weekly basis or something.
Not even that.
She doesn't even have that much tier like level to run with these.
Don't even go that far. Don't even go that far, bro. She had 4 episodes out.
That's what I'm saying. But
how you win with 4 episodes?
These guys have a catalog. So I was like, wait, she won. Like,
bro, Drink Champs has an endless catalog. $1 Million Worth Game has an endless catalog.
So I found it kind of interesting.
For her to win with 4 or 5 episodes?
That's crazy.
I remember
the analogy to this, and even Charlamagne was like critical of that too, because like even though her thing was okay,
everybody was critical.
I'm still not seeing how she can really.
Nah, because Diddy gave her that.
So I'm like, okay,
easily.
But that's another thing about the industry. So I'm like, the whole Sexy Red thing. I'm like, this thing that you said, the whole pussy talk, whatever, I'm like,
tired.
Everybody was
There's
like,
no talent.
It was like it was Sweetie that was like, it's like this year and the year before they were just putting a lot of women on. That's what it was. It was just that women run. So I was like, okay, cool.
You know the issue with a lot of women,
I can't really knock her.
Female artists,
yeah.
And it's not even their fault half the time. I listen to a lot of the songs, right? Because like every Friday there's a new song. I see like Flo Milli, I see a Sweetie, I see like Ice Spice.
Yeah, I see you posting all of them.
I post whatever that sounds good. Bia.
Nah, Bia is like,
good.
You can't take her. Like, yeah, she's.
No, she showed that she's not one of them. The problem for her is that it's too much drill now. I understand that you're trying to appeal to the drill niggas.
But she's from the UK, so.
I know, but the problem is
that's
too much, dog. We need some regular shit. We need some nice rap now. We need some like a pop trap.
What was like regular trap though? Like what's regular trap?
Drill is not regular no more.
I was gonna say what's regular now?
Just rap straight, like you know, drop some bars.
Regular. If you remember the other day, he started putting me on I'm a piano thing, and I'm like, here we go again.
Oh my god.
So now he's saying she needs to do regular. That's what I'm saying. What is normal? What is considered normal?
You got to keep in mind, drill is not normal.
Changing. Wave is always changing.
Drill is not normal.
Was like Chief Keef.
Drill is a standard. Drill is a standard. Anything that's a craze that people flood to is a standard. We need you to go back to like the general now. Just drop a
what
rap.
Is the general? MJ was always doing pop and all that. Taylor Swift was doing pop country.
Well, you go back. How about this? You go back to the basics. Just go back
Prince
to rapping.
I mean, I seen
just
a lot of alternative
rapping.
Music coming out. So I was like, what's the normal?
Just regular rap.
What's regular rap?
I'm
making him sound like a Drake and Joe Budden thing, right?
No. That's fair. That's fair. But
go back to rapping in the old generation.
No. So
man.
My answer to that is
we're talking about
I feel like
Miami, man.
I feel like the because I see
DJ
Bia has the my nigga. Let me speak.
That's the generation he's talking about. Grandmaster Flash.
No. So I can answer the question. So.
That's what this guy's trying to put on here, bro.
I say what the going back to basics. My answer to that is finding like the Buffalo sound.
Cause this guy wants to call way better than Butcher. That's what he's.
She has the voice for it.
Yeah, the man sounds.
She has the voice for it, no doubt,
bro. The man's. They're good.
She just never tried it.
She sound like them. Nah, that's some old dudes washed out.
No. I'm not talking about sounding like them. I'm talking about like doing a similar flow to them. Off like a classic song, off a classic
retirement, bro. That's what this guy needs to go do.
Off a classic beat, off a classic song, something simple. Going back to like doing like low effort in beat but high effort in rap, like
so you
like
want content, yes.
Exactly. So like what Lil Yachty and Drake did, or Lil Yachty and Joe Budden did, or wow. J. Cole
this guy was putting out Yachty and I was like, nah, bro, get that
No. The Secret Recipe track with J. Cole. You can't tell me that's not sick.
This guy's
you can't tell me that's not sick. Lil Yachty and J. Cole, that was a combo.
You didn't know who to slap it. It's like Yachty, Joe Budden, Yachty, Drake.
Too many J's.
My bad. I meant the Cole. I'm like, yeah, okay, J. Cole.
Too many J's.
Point to that too. For Cole, like for me, I'm not gonna lie. Born Sinner was a nice thing for me.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights album was a nice thing for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like those are my era of like liking J. Cole. Like that's where I got into it. And that's before he got like nice. Even before that. Remember, I was like them generation. Like you always know when we have this debate. When it comes to like my tier, which is R&B or just that type of rap. I prefer like that Cole era and Sean era. Drizzy era, Trey era, when they first came out, the Weeknd era, it's like that's when they were real to their music. You know what I mean? That's when you could do it. But then even coming on to like what we were probably gonna touch on in another episode, the Joe Budden saying to Drake, like you gotta move with your age now. It makes sense. Cole grew up, you got kids, wife, kids, and all that now. I get it. It's content change over and over. You only like taps into something when somebody kind of drops a name calling here or there, and in social media he's gonna clear up something. That's when he come on and say, yo, let me clear a record. He'll rap his bars. I get it. Other than that, he doesn't really address issues. He just keeps moving with life, enjoying his life, and growing with life. So he's like the Keanu Reeves of like music. That's really what he is.
You're not wrong.
While everybody else here is like playing beatbox and beating up on the little guys. Because, it's like in high school. You got them, like, 11, 12 graders that's, like, going nowhere. And then the up-and-coming young, 8, 9ers, they're, like, really, like...
prodigies.
You know what I mean? And then these guys be like, nah, you're shit, da-da-da. And they're trying to clown them, little brother.
And then they
got
like,
nah, what you little bro me for, bro?
Yeah.
You need to go on and move on with life. But, like, grow up, bro. Like, act your age. Like, finish school.
Why you bullying?
And then their dissy was like, yo, they're going to diss the man with, like, yo, why don't you leave or graduate or something, bro?
Bro, later on, they're going to see you on the road. You got a ball spot in the back of your head. They don't look all nice, everything. They're going up the great things. And you just,
I remember seeing that where it's like, yo, you always have that one guy that, like, didn't go to college or uni or didn't, and he's always like, yo, they either know you're a broski, you're older broski, or whatever, and it's like, oh yo, you know, like how's your broski doing? Da-da. Yeah, he was a good one, though. You know, he stayed in school. Da-da. Stayed in school is good. And they look at him like, yo, what are you doing? And it's like, don't do what I'm doing. It's like, you ain't doing nothing to start with. Crazy. So I was like, that's what it is. That's what it looks. It come down to. It's like, I don't expect Bia to be a certain way. Sexy Red, I was like, yo, she came from whatever environment she came from. She's just like
her own environment is ruining her.
That's what I'm saying. She's just a nigga. Like
that's a fact.
And it's like that's all she knows. From like her don't get me wrong. Like her tattoos that she has and everything. Placement of them is just like no, like
unnecessary.
Foxy Brown had hers. Lil Kim had hers. Like Mary J has hers. So I'm like they're there, but they're very subtle and stuff. Red is just like manga chick, too loud. Everything about her is just so loud, in your face. That's like, you know what I mean. If you don't like her music, cool, you might like some of her personality. Nah, you won't like that either too. It's like, what do you like about her? You gotta try to find something, but you're like, she's not appealing to everyone, so I wouldn't say she's for everyone. So,
like I
your
said,
moms, my grams,
like I
anybody
said,
that's on Facebook's coming across her, I don't expect them to be approval of her.
Like I said,
give her the approval.
Who am I to judge?
Yeah, I ain't judging. I'm just,
I'm not judging either.
Because your job is to really pre all these new music that come out. For me, it's just I like what I like. I listen to what I listen to.
I know. I made that my job, right? Like pre the new music. What sounds good, what sounds trash. I pre who she is and what she does and whatnot. But I'm like, it ain't my cup of tea. So I was like, all right, keep it moving. But when I see in the Ice Spice, the Sexy Red, and it's like when you're starting to like trying to incorporate it, and as I said, it comes back to the younger generation, the most impressionable generations. You're trying to incorporate it into like a teaching tools for them. It's like, wow, like that's really how like the society has really gone, where it's like you're going away from the traditional way, as you would say, of like instructing and teaching to finding what's more appealing now to the generation, because this is the era and time that they're in, and it's the only way to get their attention, and it's the only way to know why? Because the whole era is run off of emotion. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to like raise robots.
Emotion is the battery for this era.
Mentally, like dead and done still. Like our generation. We want people to have some form of their own, But at the same time, there's like a line, which I think in society is like that line is blurred so thin that I ask you, what is the norm? Like, what is the real standard to rap into, as you said?
It's just rapping straight, going back to the basics. That's why I say. That's why I say Buffalo, New York. Going back to basics, because like you want a D12 type of it. Nope. You got your Conways. You got your West Side Gang.
Was it Tyler?
You got Benny the Butcher. Huh?
What was Tyler's thing? Wolfgang.
Well, Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, that was his.
Tyler's definitely one of them too.
No, I'm saying with his Earl Sweats. Yeah. I mean, he had his group. So what were they called? Were they was like Wolfgang or something like that?
I think it was something like that.
It's like, but they were like alternative. Rap,
absolutely.
Like, Tyler had some lyricism.
That's why I say Buffalo, New York, because everyone from that pocket
who's that
have that talent.
What kind of car is that?
Because look, like I said, one of my favorites from Buffalo is easily Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher, elite lyricist, but he still needs to be in the game a little bit more for him to be up there. He had his track with J. Cole.
Then you're saying,
which elevated him. But he needs to start dropping
like
again.
Eminem, which is not. Everybody needs to sound like Kendrick. I like the flavor. I'm not gonna lie. I like the flavor and the playfulness in music.
That right there is a whole other topic we can get into after.
I like that, but like, since your thing is the whole female talk or the P word talk, as we said. I mean, when a woman like, I don't know. Did she say it? Yeah, she did say it. She said her thing pink.
Yeah. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Yeah, that's the main lyric in the song.
Exactly.
Like,
that's how she started. That's how she started.
That was the big intro to the song. I was like, damn. Shit. She didn't say what I think she said.
Yeah.
But no, because like that word's been used around like whether you're saying a guy is or you're like, oh, I kill that, it is what it is. But the word has been used. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, like for a while, I would like to hear.
The word is overused like the N word.
Colorful word, yeah, where it's like have better wordplay. But then again, if you're not really educated in certain things, I don't see how a lot of people. The penmanship can really show that distinction between them, like a Cole and a Sexy Red. Like, I don't expect the Sexy Red to have a Cole type penmanship, or even a Nas penmanship, where you can find different words to articulate yourself, where you're not using certain derogatory terms all the time.
That's all.
And that's the problem because it's like, as I said, nobody really reads now. You have audiobooks, which I'm not knocking, but sometimes, you know, you might want people to see the words that they're hearing so they can, you know, learn how the word looks and even see how it's spelled. And
but they won't do that.
But when you use the audiobook, you just hearing it. It's like, oh yeah, that word was used. But it's like when you see the word now, it's like it's not registering. You know, it's not connected because you hear it, but you've never seen it. And we know how these words nowadays are spelled.
The funny thing is,
in the dictionary, it's like when you look at certain words, and it's like they got like a PH in it, and you're like, how is that F? You know, how does it sound like in high school? And
bro, they be asking those questions at like 22, 23.
We know, like,
we've been through that
like,
since like
bro,
grade 4.
Like, what is this, bro? Okay, that's why that sound like that. That ain't even real English out here.
Bro, they be
like, how do you spell knife with a K? Like, God. I'm thinking 21 Savage. I'm a knife you. I'm a knife you. That's what it was. But that's what they're gonna hear. They're gonna hear the word knife and then see it and be like, knife?
Yeah, but they learning that in their 20s.
But yeah, because it's all on the audio.
It's backwards. But no,
but it's only like this side of the world, like the Western side of the world.
I know, because
that's a huge problem. Because all these other foreign countries have said they put a cap on the amount of exposure you have to, as we can say, leisure, pleasure time, or foolishness, as old Caribbean people call it.
Yeah.
I be a idiotness, yeah. We waste time watch. How I watch them foolness. Dance, you know.
No.
But yeah, I mean, you can see American culture. That's what what else do you think they're gonna breed? They ain't gonna breed but controversy. So I'm not surprised.
Like I was telling you about shock value.
Every state has somebody that's gonna pop up that's gonna shock you.
Yeah, like when I was talking about shock value, like everyone's leading with shock value. Like I was saying for the podcast, like when I do like a reaction video eventually, or like a skit or vlog, like people want to see shock value. Like what's gonna hold them onto the video? What's gonna hold them onto the conversation? What's gonna hold them onto like what your brand?
And he's shock value.
Exactly. Like I could easily say some things.
That's what I'm saying.
That can like, you know what I mean?
It says, I'm like, what the
people know. When I work security,
this guy says some fool.
Bro, when I work security or when I work at the other jobs I work at, I be saying some crazy shit sometimes. People be looking at me and they start dying.
But there's a disconnect between, you know, we understand that there's have to have the disconnect between reality.
As much as I want
we can be loose at time and have fun with it, but when it come back to reality, I mean, we can dress it up and button it down.
Like I feel like this is me coming back to reality. Through this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, in the
sense, you have to having these kind of conversations.
The disconnect that I think in the world we do need to have that, and society do need to have that, where it's like, yeah, we see mainstream pushing the agenda of certain things, but
because they push some crazy shit, man.
I mean, nobody really questions it because they feel like the cancel culture is gonna have them heavy high, and then everybody's like, well, can't really have an opinion because you're not supposed to have an opinion. But I think it is what everybody needs to have is.
But cancel culture evolved to the point where it's like, if you say something positive, it's a negative. So you got to lead with negativity.
Yeah, it's crazy because
that's what cancel culture did.
Backwardsness is just backwards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is everything so backwards over here? It doesn't make any sense to me.
It sounds like it's good in Jamaican. Like, top backward top.
Because going along with backwardness, because like I was going to say earlier, but for a lot of women rappers, and it's not even their fault, but it's the samples. Every one of them have samples. They're sampling something. There's nothing original, man. It's hard to get something original from them.
Video. I already sent them like from time I talked about this even when I was producing. I was telling you about this. I was like, happen, you know, and even a couple of youngins. My guy at work, his son was there too, and a couple other people, like younger youths, they're talking and came to music, and I was like, you do know like half of your favorite tracks that you listen to right now is sample. And there's samples of a sample of a sample of a sample. Like Prince already done tell you guys that. Like,
I believe you said me that.
People gonna be sampling music so much like that they'll be sampling samples of a sample, and it's like I have nothing against it. How you can find something to be creative, you know, and it shows the innovative thinking behind it if you can do it and execute it well. In that sense, where it has that shock value and that nice excitement to it, where the originators of that track will be like, wow, yeah, like I give you props for that. That's cool. But if you butcher it, because there's only two ways you can really go with a sample of that. You can either really spin it off into something mad amazing, or you can butcher the crap out of it, and people are like, why did you even waste your money getting clearance on that part of the sampling to start with if you're only going to produce this garbage with it. So, yeah, that's a double-edged sword that you got to play with. But when you do execute it well, you do get your credit. And, you know, the product or the art that you draw, you release or
I can give
out is going to say, wow, like, it's going to be well received.
I can give you an example. So, Victoria Monet, On My Mama. You know the...
Yeah, but you like the choreographing that a lot, too.
No, I like that, too, but that song is a sample. But that's an example of a sample doing well. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when you look at it overall, it's still a sample. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. She did it well. The song came out, fire, music video, amazing.
To is the next thing, because when you get a
she took the
sample,
chorus.
When you get a sample, there's different pieces of the sample that you can execute, right? That you can pay for, and also there's a length to it too. So based on what you have in mind for the project, the length of it. The main part of the sample that you chose, was it the intro, the outro, part of the middle, you know what I mean, part of the bridge, whatever the case may be. It's okay, so you chose that, and how you execute it at the end is going to say, you're going to have people championing you, saying you did a great job with it, or you're going to have people saying it's okay, it's cool, it's good, but I could tell it's a sample. When you do a sample, you don't really want it to be the sample. You don't really want people to right away understand that it's a sample, unless these are people that are affiliated with music deeply, so they know like certain cadences, they know certain, you know what I mean, sounds certain composers use that it's like, oh, right away you can say, yo, that's a Ye type of beat, or ooh, that's a Prince sample, or that's an MJ type sample, you know. You want to give them that little mystique at first, where it make them want to do their homework, and make them want to listen to it a couple of times before they really can pinpoint which sample or which artist did that, and then they can say, okay, all right, cool, I can see what they did on this, that's good. But they'll recognize the sample, but they'll give you the credit and be like, you know, you did a great job on that one. The sample doesn't stand out too much off the original or off the pre-sample before it. Because if you're sampling a sample that's been sampled 10, 20 times, damn. Like, the man will be like, again? Like, DJ where's the originality, bro? Like, DJ I heard Khaled this run down 20, and it's like, again?
DJ Khaled
be hitting with another one. That's why I sampled it again, because it's another one.
We the best music. But no, We Going Crazy off of his previous album. Or the one before God did. The one where he had what's her name? Her and Migos.
Yeah, the culture.
That song, right? Because that one was sampled off of They Know, and another Caribbean song as well.
I think they filmed that in where did
they filmed that in Jamaica.
Yeah, they filmed in the islands.
Yeah. But that's an example of
run to it, the Shorty Low.
Oh yeah, I like that beat too. Trust me, it's good. And bringing that back, it gave it that shock value.
Yeah,
would bring people to the song.
Know the artist's cadence, then you already know where the sample come from based on how they use it. So you already pick up on like, okay, yeah. Then it's like, do they get a seal of approval on how they structured it and rearranged it? That's the next thing.
But that's an example of DJ Khaled taking a sample, sampling it. After that, he sampled the shit again. Because I believe he did the production off of They Know.
Ye did the same thing. The thing is, but then I mean, Ye is also a producer too. You sample yourself. Like, you can do all the samples you want.
Yeah, but that's just going back to the Prince conversation.
It's just, as I said, it just gets played out of tiring. Like, originality is lacking when it comes down to this art thing. Because people are kind of either afraid to go that route and be spontaneous and against the grain, or people just want to keep the relevance and keep going with the same wave of what it is. Because a lot of talk was the same thing. They said, right now the wave is going where it is, and then music is going to change again. Yeah. So you have the generation. I believe
we're in that transition right now where music.
You're gonna have that transition where it's like the wave is gonna go and everybody's gonna do it, and then something new is gonna come and everybody's gonna hop onto that. Yeah. And we already know the only person that's gonna really stay relevant to every generation, any generation, is gonna be Drizzy. Because Drizzy's just gonna be like writing the same thing and appealing to the same generation. That's another combo. So he's the only one that I don't see that's gonna get affected really too by that transition era there. But like Sexy Red and them, wipe out, change.
But there's another artist.
New era.
Flo Milli, she's good as like in the pocket that she's in. She's good. Her issue is that a lot of the things, like majority, is just samples. And I know, all I see, it's like Sweetie. A lot of her songs are samples too.
But Sweetie's not an artist like that. Sweetie's a fucking like reality.
First of all, Sweetie can't read. Okay.
I never said that.
I did.
Shock value. I never said that, so let me sip my drink.
That teleprompter was beating her ass.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
But nah, like Flo Milli, like I like her as an artist because she has a voice that like it's kind of appealing to the female what's it called market
audience? Okay, yeah.
Or audience, but sample after sample, I'm noticing it.
She's appealing to the female audience or market, but is it? What are you?
It's not really taking her nowhere though.
Are you like bringing something new to them that they've never really heard, or is this the same regurgitated foolishness?
Both. So you're bringing something new, but it's still regurgitated. So you're like
purpose to that then though.
It's like
a purpose to
2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Like you're stuck in the same realm.
Yeah, so there's no purpose.
You're not going nowhere. I like her as an artist, but like if she don't change up, she's not gonna go nowhere. And I don't even think she's able to or want to change. That's another thing because
like
you gotta remember.
Pushing the genre. What like Lola Brooke is a fire MC. But that just shows that
that's my favorite right now.
Queenbridge or Brooke? What is it?
Who? What?
Is she from? No, she's not from Queenbridge. She's from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, Brooke. Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah. It seems like New York just produced like, really interesting artists. So to be honest, either you're gonna get like a reflection of the past, where it's like they sound from the Nas era or the Biggie era, and like like you'll get that, then you'll get some that sound like the modern, and you're like, wait, this I can get from like the whole 6ix9ine sounding, the whole drill sounding scene right now, the Fabio, the TJs and that. But every now and then you'll find an artist like Pop Smoke was a 50 the cadence of 50. Definitely, so that kind of bring you back, but then, R.I.P. to him. But now, Lola is the only one that has that deep cadence that sounds like that. Before her was Young and May to me. She gave you that type of old school hip hop. She had that, and she had some of that new school with her too. Yeah. But
But no, like
from
New York, aside from Ice Spice.
Yeah, she was just like that.
Ice Spice was planted.
That's definitely just the coin just clipped and just been dropped here. You're like, all right, boom, let's just disturb things. Exactly. We thought 6ix9ine was a plan. She came out with the. Like, you thought 6ix9ine was bad when Ice Spice came out. It was worse. Oh shit!
Oh my god! She came out with Munch. First of all, everybody knew everyone knew the chorus. So you had nobody knew the damn lyrics.
I'm not gonna lie. So then you had that, right? And he's saying the lyrics are raunchy and whatnot. But so Ice Spice came out with that, and everything you saw was from behind her, not even in the front.
You don't even notice her face.
You just saw, and that side profile of it. And then you got something called Raid. Said put sexy on top of it, like a cake with like a cherry on top. And then she starts off the song saying, so you, and you're like, you don't want me to take that serious. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy, because we just came up with Ice Spice running out here, like, you got a pom-pom cheerleader over here, and then it's like, now you got like the red cherry over here. And
at this point,
Spice, I get it, because man's like, I guess would probably think about clapping it, and they can see. That's where I heard a lot of conversations going, like, oh, you know what, like, I see the Spice, da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, they visualize her more than her music was. And then even, some of Drake's lyrics kind of allude to, like, that or whatever the case might be. That, smash and pass thing, but don't take your music serious. And then now you got Sexy Red now, so it's like, I don't know who's visualizing Sexy Red like that. Like, Drake, they said it was, like, the type to like that type of thing. Because he probably was like, because he was hugging on her and stuff like that. And she even said
marketing.
Yeah, she said
someone paid for that. She said, I wasn't born yesterday.
I hate it when they compare me to and ask me if I'm related to Thug, and I was just dying. I'm like, Jeffrey?
I'm dead.
But then I look at it, it was like, ain't nobody like Ice Spice mans were like, yeah, music is trash, but they would smash it. But then like Sexy Red, music is trash. I ain't trying to smash it.
Nah, hood niggas are though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So then you look at who, and then it's like. All the foolishness on the social media I've seen of exposures of her or whatever guy.
It was a dude that exposed her on some revenge porn type shit.
No, I didn't see that. Y'all went too far.
That's the leak. That's the leak.
I just saw the post of like her sleeping though.
No.
I saw those 2 pictures of her sleeping.
The leak of her like getting smashed was on her story.
Nah, I follow her.
I only knew through academics. Because like he posted the picture. Of course, he cut it off.
I saw her sleeping, and it's like that was the first picture, and then the second picture came again with another man claiming like you smashed her like. So I remember the saying was like, why is she dealing with these low budget dudes,
because that's what she markets to.
She likes the mother dudes that ain't got no future and blah blah blah. Well, yeah, if you got 2-3 baby daddies calling from prison, collect call. Like it is what it is. Like,
bro, but
I'm just saying, for her music to appeal to like your dukes and my grandmom, to the point where you see it on like Facebook, which is what older people use, they're appalled and turned off by that. That the fact that they're even asking you and questioning like, who is this person? What? I'm like, damn, I don't see no need for her. I don't visualize her.
Hold on.
I don't see a record that pops for her. Yeah.
Speaking of like the elderly or like older generation, a lot of them, yes, they turn off by it immediately. You got to remember though, there is a large pocket of them out there that are open to these things, that are curious about these things, and are trying to see what the younger generation is.
They're in Florida, and they put different color. They put different color thing on their doors and the car handles and shit. That's because they indulge in like risky things. Okay, I heard about that. Is it that retirement spot in Florida? And they said that the men's out there like swingers and etc. etc. But hey, to each your own. They live their life, but. If they been administrated like darts out there, bro, that's what they're getting needless like dating.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole North America just backwards. I just don't get it. Like
how many views is these old mans getting out here just to like, how many times?
All these girls running around with wigs and shit, acting like they the Power Rangers or some shit.
Like I seen it was like it was showing that sexy red image and shit. You have like a lot of Caucasian men that like want money that are like into that shit. So.
No.
And like that's their fantasy.
They are lusting.
Music, yeah, when they see that and that, they're
that is their kink.
In public when their wife might be next to them or their kids might be next to them, they look, oh, that's appalling.
Because they never
that's
had
sugar
that.
daddy bank book right there, right? So the minute wifey's gone to get a drink or
they never had that opportunity.
She's like slide that contact in, sugar. I got some sugar for you, booger. It's like, but they be paying them heavy money.
But that's the industry plan portion to the shit.
That's like when OnlyFans came out, and it's like they're showing that, and it's like, survey is showing like, that man's really be like paying for things, and like some sugar daddies just want to be sugar daddies, and you look at who they're sugar daddying to, and you're like, damn, bro, like, is this like adopt like a, you know what I mean, a crackhead or something, like. I get it, a little misfortune, but like
I said, who am I to judge?
I ain't gonna judge you, but like, damn, that's what you're like. You say you're tired of like Molly Maid over here, you want.
I'm just worried. Like my overall issue with her.
All I'm saying is I pray to God that I don't really have a daughter. Shit.
Be careful. You might think that's a safe thing to say.
No. Like, notice I didn't finish. I didn't have a daughter in like. The generation, because
now, in this generation,
like, I mean, if I had a daughter, damn, I'll let my mom's like, I'll make my moms and take care of that. My grams, God permits, my grams and them around. I let my moms, my aunts, my grands raise them because it's so crazy. Like at least they got morals. I was raised by them, so I got that type of moral. Like I know they're gonna be exposed to all this, but I'll let them to it because a woman, talking to a woman is gonna be on a different level than like. A father talking to her, and I wouldn't be able to do that.
So crazy.
So I definitely mean, and first of all, it's like I'm definitely looking to choose like a woman that's like more up top. I mean, so I can't deal with like two of them, like mother and daughter going down that path is like.
I don't even want to.
You'd be crying.
I don't even want to think about that.
Where did I go wrong? Your mom and your Where did I go wrong?
Your wife and your daughter.
You're going to the same.
Are all doing this.
And you gotta drive them and pick them up.
Oh Jesus my! Christ. I can't think about it. But something crazy, what you just explained, I said the same exact shit. My mom's gonna deal with her, educate her, teach her whatever. My grandma's gonna do the same thing. Auntie's gonna do the same thing. If we're gonna raise this child,
roles, bro. If
we're gonna raise this child, we gotta come together as a village and educate her as to why this might be
She ain't
cool,
gonna listen to me on that.
but this is not the right option for you.
Like, what? I'm like, sorry, as your father, I was never interested in women of these natures.
Oh, me neither.
But if their mother was one of them, oh Lord.
Exactly, because like those tendencies.
I mean, people are gonna have history, but like, oh Lord, you found out that you're sure.
But history repeats itself.
Like that. Yeah, but if you find, that's what I'm saying. If you find your wife had like that past, remember the whole thing about what's it called? The video where it's like, what they say, when you find out your moms and your aunts were in the video, what is it called?
Oh, the Freaknik?
The Freaknik. Yeah. It's like, that's what that generation's gonna be.
I'm waiting for that documentary. I am waiting for that documentary.
You're gonna be like, I knew your aunt was a freak. Yeah. So then I take that back and I can't make your aunt like raise you if she was part of that too.
Nah. You see when they first announced it? Everyone's aunties, everyone's mothers came out with videos. I was never in those videos.
Suspects.
I never took part. I may have been to one or two.
Back at look at the time. Suspects. And now y'all trying to give me moral lessons?
I am waiting for that documentary. 2024. Yo, I need to watch that. I don't care how many episodes.
I think
I'm watching that.
Sexy Red just to this generation, so I'm alive.
Oh
She's
my
like this generation's freaknik, so I'm a because
But it's like what I said. Like there's no learned behavior. No one's choosing to do better.
Nah,
it's the same thing over and over. What we gonna do? If we're not learning from ourselves, what we gonna do?
You say she released a tape, so it's like crazy.
No, it was the dog that released the tape. Dude with a friggin' ankle monitor. Release the thing. Why you with these mans? Bro, it's just okay. My overall issue.
Hey, remember he said it's the preference, right? So
I understand. I understand that.
I mean,
but the overall issue is that
crazy.
Me as someone that loves black women, especially my dark skinned women, the way I see her prancing around, it's not a good look, and it's killing the image for women, for black women. It's killing the image.
My brother here is talking about like I see my brother here as like the motherland enthusiast preaching.
I'm not trying to.
I'm like, I got you, my guy, but I'm like, who am I to judge? That's your preference.
I know. Like I said,
I know my preference, but that's who am I to judge?
I'm just adding to the conversation.
I don't indulge in like Sexy Red type atmosphere. I'm okay with that.
I'm just trying to close up the conversation.
I think she could have done herself a justice and drop it on like a OnlyFans maybe page or something, make some more money.
But when you mess around with hood niggas,
free, it's like damn, like you just publicize it. And when you say, oh, you showed me all two when you came, because you're the second person or third person.
Yeah, but
man sent me a picture of like a loaf. I'm like, what the fuck is a loaf?
As soon as I saw
I'm like, oh my god. Then the first thing that came in mind, which I give her credit for, is catchy. But I'm like, that's a lie. I didn't see the video though, but I was like, her lyrics are a lie. Cause that ain't it. Hey, that's a lie.
I ain't gonna hold you. It was about 40 seconds. I watched it.
I like the lemon loaves and the coconut loaves. I don't like.
Nah, it's funny though.
Chocolate. That was like sorrel, marble sorrel one.
Yeah.
Or the banana bread.
Nah, it's funny though. Yeah. Cause a lot of man like saying her bum was dry. I'm like, you guys are dumb. You guys are dumb.
You need to hinge knife on that.
My guy, you're supposed to spit start that motherfucker.
wait, hold on. I remember they saying the mouth was not here. I remember somebody saying like, they said, yo, homeboy, like, I hear spitting like it was like. I was just done. I was like, wait, did the man just say what I think he said? Like, no, and the man out here was like, spit taking out here like he started some fire.
You're supposed to spit start that motherfucker.
The fact that you said that made me laugh because that's what the man was saying. You said it's dry. I remember you were saying the man was out here like straight up. Was it an intro video? You said something like that? The man's out here spitting like he's starting stuff. I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, y'all, like, I think this generation is just
backwards.
Just have too many, like, accessibility to foolishness. And everything was just like, what's the first place to put it? Is just bash it on, like, streaming and broadcasting and just getting people's face right away. And I'm like, damn, it ain't none where you gotta go, like, look for it no more. It's just like, shit, you find shit you don't want to look for. So, in your face, it's like, you want to sometimes hear about things and be like, oh, am I curious enough to go look it up? Nah, I'm good. It ain't interesting me anyways. But now it's like, nah, you ain't interested? That's what we're giving you. So what you really interested in, you gotta go look through. And then you gotta sift through all the bullshit. That is how backward it is now. Because before you used to find what you want and seeing what you want. Now the algorithm is like, nah, shit you don't want. Here, watch this. We're gonna give you that up front and center. And you figure that out. So it's like, nah, I ain't.
That's another thing. The algorithm.
Like,
people,
nah.
a lot of people think they have the algorithm figured out. They don't realize what the algorithm is really doing. The algorithm is not catered to you.
Well, that's a big fact.
Like a lot of people honestly think the algorithm can. I'm on Twitter.
I'm not that important that they're Twitter, following me, so I'm good.
Twitter, for example, the wasteland. People are like, I only follow
the wasteland. That's why it's called X. That's
exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly.
I'm glad I don't really. I never had Twitter. I did Twitch for a second because like some people.
Twitch is cool.
They were doing the streaming on there and I was supporting it. I get that. What's the next one? TikTok. I couldn't even make it out yet. I'm still struggling with TikTok. I'm not an artist, so I ain't really gonna push it out. If you're an artist though, cool. Put your shit out there. The world's running off of that. It seems people are being found off of that. That's like the new MySpace type thing to be found off. It's like the new SoundCloud. So if you're an artist or whatever TikTok it is, like use Google. That to utilize that now because like everything just be running up there, and you're reaching a wider frame.
You can use TikTok like Google though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's just they find out and. All these guys out here that I know too that are innovative thinkers out here that are also out here like, for example, they're the one doing all them codings and these are all these process and software developers. These guys are smart with that shit because they found the chink in the armor and they're like, yo, this is what it really is. We already have all the things. Like every day, think of it. Every day you go and there's something new is popping up, like social media wise. For me, being a tech, it'll be a tool. Mm-hmm. Snap-on will come and sell you everything you do not fucking need. They'll have a truckload of fucking like $1,000+ worth of shit that you will not need, and you need just that one tool. But they'll have 10, 20 variants of that damn same tool to do the same damn job. But they're gonna say it's for this make, that make. Oh, this is the new one. Like every week you come around with a new one. It's always like that joke with drugs. Like that one I gave you last week, that shit ain't it, bro. That shit ain't it. When Cat did that sketch on, I was just dying because it's so true. It's like you gonna sell me the same shit every other week and tell me ain't nothing like the shit you already taxed me last week for. Last week I bought a Snap-on Light. It was like what, say $50. This week it's $100, bro. I was like, nah, I'm good. Then next week over, it's $120. I'm like, what's the difference between this and this and this? Well, this, see that shit right here? That was the old one. See, the magnet wasn't as strong. And you see last week's one, the magnet was stronger, but the luminance, they weren't as bright. See this shit right here? The magnet is strong, and the light's bright. This is the one.
Bro, that's like freaking Tommy.
So what happened to all of us?
No, that's like Tommy. Or sorry, Power. Force. You see how black people are? Yo.
I'm like, bro. So that's what Sexy Red is. It's like we gave you, as I said, 6ix9ine. That he wasn't it.
Oh no, he's considered into that in that category.
We gave you Ice Spice. Yep. Nah, that wasn't it. I take Sexy Red in your skin now. That's it. We can get the dark skins to fuck with it. African Americans fuck with it.
So
everyone that wants to be hyped to fuck with it because she's it now. So first we went from a Mexican kid to like a light skinned girl that looked like a pom pom with hair. So she had the body. First he had the colors to appeal to the gangster culture and everything and all that, the lyrics and everything. Because he even got 50 to rap, drop an Uncle Murder to do the track. Then you get Spice and it's like boom, she got a body appeal and everything where she even got attention to Drizzy and everybody else. And it's like, all right, cool. So they're trying to figure out the rhythm now if you want to get in that thing. Gave him the gang affiliated guy. That wasn't enough because, look how it turned out. Gave him the big booty girl because the BBL era and all of that. Body positive image. Nah, that didn't do it all because he still has something to knock on her. So we're going to give you Sexy Red now, which is a mixture of both of them. Because you get the raunchiness from, the women's side and you get the crazy gang affiliation with the 6ix9ine looking color, all that shit. And the content is still the same thing there, like you said. The whole pussy talks. It's like, all right, she gonna come out with a shop value, and that all of them they gave you. Sorry, they all gave you the shop value on the table. So come down the line, you see the whole thing, and it's all shop value. It's
just unfortunate because my favorite female artist right now is Lola Brooke Easy, and after her, Scar Lip. Ain't nobody know about Scar Lip. It kind of bothers me, bro.
Lola sounds she has that deep pussy. I'm not gonna lie. Her lyrics was kind of like catch me off guard. Like, one time she said something that
the latest track, no?
She's like, I just want to no.
I just want a roughneck. Yeah.
I was like, what?
I know.
I was like, and then I'm like, well, might as well go fuck Sexy Red then, because that bitch is over here.
Like I said though, shock value.
I was shocked.
Shock value, but after she said all that, the bars came true.
I was like,
the bars kept like, bar after bar dropping. I'm like, she's good.
I'm like, this girl has a deep voice.
She's kind of like
tight body.
Bro, she's kind of like Foxy Brown.
I'm like, you're like E-High. I'm like, you and Ice Spice are short. You're the same size.
She's short as hell.
But I'm like,
she's short as hell.
Alright. But then I'm like, you got Sexy Red, Ice Spice, and Lola, bro. I'm like, which one you murdering? The man said Red, bro.
No, I said Lola. Are you mad? Yeah. No, I don't want that sewer water.
For this.
I don't want that sewage. Are you mad?
Red.
I was like, not? I said Lola Brooke, like, fam. Nah, dog. Lola, she my favorite.
I would take.
She my favorite.
Take Spice with like.
Of course
the
you
Lola
would.
Book rapping capacity. That's what I would.
You're not gonna get that.
That's what I would.
You will never get that.
I would take.
You never get
Spice
that.
body, the Lola Brooks rapping capabilities.
You'll never get that.
And cadence, and cut out the red shit.
Immediately.
Fuck that. That's too aggressive in nature. Because Sexy Red comes off aggressive, but Lola Brooke, with her tone, she comes off aggressive too.
But like Lola Brooke, like
and
she
looks like she gonna fight you too.
Energy.
She got energy to fight you. Sexy Red has that energy to knock you and fight you and shoot you more like. Brooks looks like she gonna fist you up a couple of times. Spice ain't really gonna do nothing, so I'm gonna take the subtle one.
Nah, Spice just gonna shoot caps at you. That's
I'm gonna take the subtle one. I ain't gonna
go
aggressive.
Lola Brooke is the one, absolutely, without a doubt. I'm a man of God.
I'm gonna stick to that, like calm, collectively.
Crazy.
Them three are just they're too dangerous for my liking, bro.
It's just the overall idea of like pussy talk is just like, we need to move on from this, because the other day I put on my story, Juicy J.
Yeah.
He says rap as a whole.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Is down 40%.
And you're saying not even Drizzy can bring that back.
Nope.
Which I mean, he's not wrong.
Nope.
He does have a point on that. I'm not gonna lie.
But it's our own fault.
Because it's what we wanted. I mean, the culture-wise, like people. Because the census goes out and it's like you survey everything, you see what it is, and it's, as I said, the program, they know. People know what they're making money on, and they know where it's going. It's like, okay, this generation don't want to be like, liking what the old generation like, because them old heads are just old heads, so we want something new, we want something that caters to us. And it's like, alright, cool. I'm not going to say, for me, personally, like, I can tell you my choice and range of it is... When it comes to music, I'm like, shit, I like them like 70s, 80s, even 60s, to be honest.
I still listen to
like 50s too, if you think of it. I like a lot of classical music, a lot of classical scores from a lot of movies.
That's where you're supposed to get the inspiration from.
Yeah, I like them. A lot of my artists, if I think about it, and a lot of are dead, to be honest, that I found to be wholesome music too. I'm talking about like my grandparents' generation, like era, my parents' era. So it's like, yeah, I don't find that it's a disconnect. For me, when I partake of those like genres, generation type music, I find that like it kind of now explains why my parents or grandparents would say certain things or be a certain way. You know, then you can understand life.
You understand from both sides.
From when you were growing up, now you start having that flashback of, oh, so this was that. It was like one track I'll forever tell you is like, for sure, like Titanic, Celine Dion there. Yeah. Like that track is like timeless.
You know what mine is?
That's timeless. Like, so you can tell when you hear that track. I mean, as I said, Celine Dion's always been a Caribbean, any Caribbean island you go to, that's been there like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I get that.
Beyonce, before Beyonce really knew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Celine, to a lot of Caribbean people, is first, MJ, and then maybe you might put Beyonce, depending on who it is. But I think for up there for Caribbeans, it's like Celine, MJ, Bob. Yeah, them are the three hitters I think out here, to be honest. Mm. And then if you start coming down to their generation now, they'll kind of say, okay, you know, Beyonce's alright. Mm. I don't think my grandma would even probably know Beyonce's, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
That ass. She ain't up like that. I mean, the music that like they listen to is like, yeah. She ain't gonna know Beyonce. She gonna probably know Beyonce pre-Destiny Child, them type of Beyonce. She ain't gonna know Beyonce now. Like, even Taylor Swift, they don't probably know who the shit is. They be like, that girl. Another gal that sing the song by I'll be like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'll be like, I don't know which one you're talking about. Like, how many women sing that song? Yeah, the one that they have that they always be talking about. You're like, ooh. So creepy people, you can't even distinguish. Because either they're talking about the sexy red one, the only woman who knows they're talking about her is my grandma's gonna be like, the dirty skin one. the one would look like a man, you know? That one, she the one. I'll be like, who? I can't even say the name because then it's gonna be like, oh god, here we go.
Yep.
So the naked skin, the naked skin one, the half naked skin one. You know the one already red up all the time? I'll be like, yeah, she must think she fire truck or something. That one. Yeah, that one. So I'll definitely get her right away. But old people have a way of like saying things that make you like crack up, but at the same time you know what they're talking about. Yeah. Because the disconnect is there, but it's not that much there. Because you're like, they just are not too keen or paying attention to the name and all the likes and this like that. They just generalize them as them. But yeah. Imagine if that stuff is appalling to us, what it would be to our seniors. Our seniors must be like, wow. Not all of them, but majority of them that actually has morals and stuff and would not want to see their daughters be. Because I remember they were showing some videos and reaction videos of parents. Maybe it's biased, but it was a lot of Caribbean parents listening to Sexy Red for the first time. And
the problem,
beer cussing was going on in the house, like, turn off that, mash up that, dash that away, yo. We don't have no manners, no behavior. It was like, it was a joke to the kids, but it's like the parents, that's just your reaction. Like, what kind of crap is you bringing in the house?
The problem is, in today's generation, even the older generation from 2023 onward, they don't think like that from back then no more. They're as open as the kids now. They on some childish shit. They the ones that want, you know what I mean? They want to do what the kids be doing.
He's talking
at their 60-year-old age.
As the Caribbean was at your big old fool age. That's what the Caribbean was saying, yo. When you reach a certain age, you can't even be acting. You can't, like...
But they still want to show up and show out.
This is going to be the Joe Budden thing, which I talk about. The Drizzy and Budden thing, which he had a point on. It's, you're of certain age, your big old fool age.
Yeah.
You got to act your age, bro.
Yeah.
So stop catering to young youths. But that's the thing.
It's not clicking in nobody's head.
I know you'll make money. I know you'll go viral. But stop lowering your self-value and worth to just be making a reaction to this.
Got me
now, if I am... Yeah, this guy's trying to be Doctor Strange.
You got me moving like Doctor Strange. I'm like, yo,
open a portal, listen, this guy's like, yo, portaling me.
I gotta start waving, like, yo, fam, like, yo, watch me. Like, nah, cause like the problem is like.
Now he's in church. He's an auntie over here now, bro. I'm telling you.
With the big church hat.
Video. He's trying to get some spirit in it, and there's no spirit in it.
The issue
can't tell him a church bread, you know.
The issue is
wash them off with some water.
Because of the social standard today of being open and free and being whatever you want to be, yada yada yada. It's not true at all.
Technically, but
that's what's making us backwards.
It's the illusion of giving people that open and freeness too. And they always says, I always appreciate why my old grandparents always says, an older audience mentors always said that. It's like, the good is going to outweigh the bad? Nah, not necessarily. The bad is always going to outweigh the good. Always. You're going to glamorize the bad, and it's going to drown out all the good, so all the morals go down the drain. Because now you can capitalize off that negativity. That's all that's mattering. So it's the capitalism. Capitalism is what's running.
It's
simpler.
Like, as
long as you can capitalize of it, even older people that know right from wrong, they don't have morals. They're looking at pushing this thing because that's what sells. So media says, yo, this what sells. I own an establishment. I'm a board. I'm an exec. Whatever the case might be. I'm pushing that. I get paid off that. In my household, though, you ain't playing this shit.
It's simpler than that.
I'm promoting this shit. Just don't be part of it. You know?
It's more simpler than that. I don't know what's wrong with me, but a lot of things I be looking at it and then simplifying it. Cause realistically, what the older heads are doing, like the 60+ people be doing when they're on the young people shit. The younger people, like your people in your 40s now, be looking at the older people in the 60s, like, oh no, that's cool. Yeah. I can do this at their age. Then you have the people in their 20s looking at the people in their 40s, like, oh no, they doing what they doing. Oh, I can do this in my future, no problem. And then you have people, like, you have the teens now looking at the 20-year-olds, like, oh, this is what we doing in the 20s. Say less. That's the whole cycle.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're going through the whole motion now, frigging up the whole planet. And then we're supposed to be cool with this. All the regular people are supposed to be on the sidelines, like, oh yeah, let them do what they want to do. That's not the case. What they're doing is backwards. They're doing you know what? Who am I to judge?
I mean,
who am I to judge? I don't want to push the. I don't want to go too far and then say something wrong.
Really, I guess it goes so far as what is wrong.
You know.
I don't know.
You know what? Fine. You don't know, but who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
Yeah, it's not me. I know. Like I don't know. I don't know nothing.
Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? All I'm saying, there's just like
I don't know. Like
who that?
I don't know. Something you wouldn't know, but
not me.
It's not melanated enough for this.
No
guy.
sir.
Says I should smile more, which is true.
No sir.
You should.
Look,
smile
all
more.
I'm saying is
that's
like,
I mean, that's the more melanated version of sexy red. Take the red.
I'm dead. It's just.
That's good.
I just want to see female rappers actually do better.
All right, so he's saying, all right, so this is the perfect world that he wants. It's like
it's not even about perfect
in a perfect world. He wants proper musical content out where people are more well educated, well articulated, not really pushing so much a agenda that's directed in a one dimension or direction per se, of more positive, I guess, positive energy, positive teachings, and educating the younger generation to move in a more positive way, a positive light, I think, versus just, as I said, squandering your talents and just kind of pretty much deteriorating your brain, because they're not doing anything like informative, giving you any collective knowledge that they themselves have acquired, because clearly you can tell from that they really don't have much knowledge. I remember when Wayne came up, people thought he wasn't well educated, but for somebody like
far from
him to be this successful and that lyricist that he is, the lyricism that he just puts like in pens, it's like crazy.
To this day.
I think if certain things that he uses or whatever the case is, and if used in a certain way, it is what it is. But for him, as a young youth that's been in the game for that long, to have that lifestyle and live that lifestyle and do what he did and whatnot, but still, remain relevant and able to pen certain things, then I believe in that. Longevity was on his side, but he's, as you said, he showed from an early age, he was well respectful and educated. So a lot of these new entertainers that come out now, you can tell, as I said, they were just ones in school that you could tell was just not going anywhere. And it's like, shit, music just seemed to pop off for them, or art just seemed to pop off for them, because it's the moment we're in, and that type of shit is what we glorify right now. Before, I remember when people were saying they were like, wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer or this and that, like, oh shit, cool. Being an athlete was like second tier. Athlete was like, oh, that's just a scapegoat. You want to be an athlete because you're not having an education because you just don't want to study, or you don't know. Because I figure being an athlete, you just play a sport. You're just dumb. That's what they always related to being a football player or being any other player. That's actually a serious issue. It's like, oh, yeah, you guys don't have any other any other attributes to offer to society. So that all you're gonna do is just play sports until you get old, and for entertainment, you're just gonna be a circus. That's really what you are, just a circus gesture. Yeah. That's what you're doing.
That's what entertainment is.
So you're gonna entertain us, who's the real backbones of society, that have the knowledge, that are the real. You know what I mean? The real society, if you want to look at it. We're the real brains. You guys are just the peasants, because we're just the real royals, and we actually help society. We actually create society. We actually bring society. You guys are just the entertainment that we need to help us blow off steams from being so successful.
No, but
that's crazy.
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah,
like the kids,
but then that's what the sexy red thing is, because nobody's supposed to take her serious. That's the whole point.
The kids growing up, they don't even want to be lawyers, doctors, scientists, nothing.
Mind that takes time, dedication, commitment, and resources. Being as Kanye said, take a camera and film and go viral, and become an entertainer or whatever the case is, or a social media star or whatever it is, it's easier. It's less work. All you need to do is just do something that has a shock value for the time and era you live in, and you know people are going to follow it, and it's going to be a wave. Ta-da, you're winning. Now, it means you got to sacrifice a lot of morals and all this stuff, but what's morals to start with if you never had that, if you were never taught that? So how can you sacrifice something that you never had, you never know? You know, that's how they're looking at it. That's how the generation is like pretty much established. So for them not to feel guilt, because I think anybody that's born as of the 90s back to do certain outlandish shit in today's generation, you know you're going to be heavily criticized and looked at and get backlash, and you got to question yourself and be like, damn, were you not raised properly with no morals or nothing?
Clearly
so
not.
We have that subconscious feeling in the back of your head. It was like, you know you're going to be judged because you knew better. But then when you reach it and you hear people say, yo, I was born in 2003, or I was born in 2006, I was born in 2008, you're like, damn, like, no wonder you're like this shit. I didn't expect no better from you. Because then you start questioning who their parents was at that time, too.
For real.
Like, shit, nobody trained this person. Like, yeah, no home training, clearly, because you wouldn't be this way you are. Because we know, as much as most people we've seen that are, like, in the streets or whatever the case might be, or very, you know, outlandish or just outspoken in certain mannerism, we know that despite them being them right there, they came from a respectable household, or they had some respectable people in their life. So we still see, in this environment, they know how to carry themselves, but when they're around certain people, they have respect for it, they know how to articulate and carry themselves in that scenario. So they can differentiate between the environments. Today's generation, you get that one. There's no differentiating between that. They don't care. Yeah, take it or leave it. But either way, they're going to be them. So whether you like it or not, it is what it is. Yeah. So you can't change them. It's their world. We're just living in it. And that's the part that you got to accept. So the sexy red influence is always going to be what it's going to be. Until that wave is done and they find something else more
It's never going to be done. That's the problem.
No, that's what I'm saying. Until her era and her run is done and we find something else more shock value and appealing, you're just going to have to grow old with that, bro. He's just gonna be a bitter old Grams.
No, it's not even just. No. I'm not even trying to state that. It's like
earlier.
No. Steve,
that's what he's gonna
kill it right there. Kill it right there. Because that's not even an issue. It's like my issue is that what is it gonna do for the people? Because you already know racism right now is at an all-time high again. Okay, so the way that they look at us,
black people's already looking clownish.
Exactly. So the clownish shit that we do is coming back to us on some racist shit. What is that gonna say for us in the future? It's gonna be a bigger problem. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to keep seeing this shit.
You build a house on.
It's getting ridiculous.
What do you build? You build a house on what?
Bro, like seriously, like
you think it's gonna sink?
Like kids not wanting to be like the traditional jobs is an actual problem. Like they don't want that shit no more. They don't want to do like they don't want to go to school for like some odd year.
You're doing 9 to 5. You're being enslaved.
Exactly. Like we doing a whole lot of dumb shit.
That's why scamming and everything's so booming, because like I ain't gonna waste my 24 hours in a day just to make like $10 when I can make 5 racks easy. Not even 100 bands easy like that.
That's what I'm saying.
All I gotta do is just do half an hour and hours of work.
And
that's there. I mean, I ain't gonna knock them. Do it if you want to do it until you get.
And you gotta understand, knowing like feminists and how they move and how they how they promote women empowerment, everything. Like I believe in that 100%. But what they're doing right now, that's not women empowerment. Like you're diminishing yourself.
I respecting women.
You gotta have respect for yourself if you want other people to respect
morals you. And you know, being, as I said, the fourth bringer of life in today's society. That's what you want to see more of. You want to see them be that motherly figure, that auntie figure, that grandmotherly figure, because the generations to come. That's how you want to look at it. Because like you said, how a tree is grown or anything, or from up till now, it's you can't bend it after the fact it's been set a certain way or set straight, or you can't groom anything after that. So
like that shit
if you know the morals is such a thing that we have in society and whole accountability for, may be different. But then again, that can go a lot of way, because then it plays into the cultural differences, the religious. it's a lot of things that we knocked that now that if you look at it, you realize that's what changed society a lot, because we fall for this saying we were oppressed by this, oppressed by that, and not just one culture, just in general. Everybody found fault in something, and then once you start taking things away, you realize what it does now, and we're living in the repercussion era now, where it's like we're reaping the benefits, if you want to call it that, of dismantling these structures and systems that were set up and implemented, like morals. Oh, your morals too high. Oh, your morals too low. Oh, more this is that, da. Why not just not have no morals? Do as you please. Okay, cool. Let's take that out the window and see how it is. Now people don't care. They like beat up a grandmother, rob a fucking grandfather. Like, you know what I mean?
The whole moving like GTA.
That's what I'm saying. It's free for all. So you take all that structure and everything away that was helping to build a society, a functioning society, and you took away all the good, if I want to say it like that, because they're good to the extent that they help. It was a link that's missing. So when you take a link out of a chain, then there you go, it's compromised. So if that missing link is gone now, you wonder why you don't have that. That's why it's falling apart, because there's nothing really secure anymore. So everything was intertwined in a way. It was. I remember when you said you have morals and guidelines, and you can live in society within them. I'm not saying necessarily you have to follow it 100%, like it's written in stone. It's that is with law. This is a guideline, and if you go left of it or right of it to a certain extent or degree, then this might happen or that might happen. But if you alter it a little bit here and there, you have that maneuverability. You still lived a wholesome life and a respectful life. But now when society said, fuck left, fuck right, do whatever you want to do, then we don't even know what course there is. There ain't even no course no more. So you just going and making your own, like, you know when you follow somebody's footstep in the snow because you know that's the track when it's freshly, and you can tell how deep it is from how it's not. But then when you want to run and do your own tracks now, and then you end up dropping in a deep fucking patch of snow or a hole, now whose fault is that? It's because now you got to walk around with that whole wet up socks and cold feet because you didn't want to follow the simple path that you know was secure because somebody already walked it and laid the footprints out and the blueprints for you so you can see it. And even if you were to walk not necessarily in their footstep but beside their footstep, either the left or right of it, you could still see that and gauge how deep it is. You might stumble a little bit maybe because there's ice underneath one side, so you might slip a little, but you'll recover a lot faster than if you were to run and make your own path around 20 feet off to the left or 20 feet off to the right and then drop in a hole because you didn't gauge out how far like the road is going to be or this pavement is going to be. Of course, because that's unmarked territory. So you went and experiment with that far, and then that's what happened. The terrain wasn't the same. So all I'm saying is the structure in society that we have, if we had that from like the older generations and the discipline and the respect and morals, but yet we, used it as a guideline and not sway too far from it to the left or to the right, but keep, within proximity of it, then yeah, a lot of shit would be more acceptable. A lot of shit might be more wholesome nowadays and have more tasteful content out, but because we just cut ties with all that and said, frick, that was my great-great-grandma's era, I ain't living in that shit. Free for all, we do what we please now, and now we're looking at it, we're reaping the repercussions of it because it's like,
that's when you're
ain't nobody has regards for nothing.
That's when you see us going back to the basics. Eventually.
Yeah, but as you said, history repeats itself, but it's like we have to crash and burn before we can build on it, and that's the whole point.
But that was never the goal.
Ashes it's like you gotta burn it down to build again from the start.
Well, that was never the goal. I feel like,
but that is the goal of how self-destruction works. Self-destruction works.
From the 2000s, we were on a good path. 2010 come around, it just started going downhill. Now we're in the 2020s.
Yeah, but that's
now it's just like we're underground at this point.
As Vibes Cartel would say,
it's not supposed to be like this.
Yeah, but you gotta burn. That's the only course of correction is we gotta, as a whole, we gotta crash and burn, and then, come back and realize, what, maybe we should have, okay, cool, go this way, and then you can start seeing educators start being more on morals and respect.
It's I didn't even I'm sitting there thinking like this simple topic is more to it than you think.
Oh,
because I can still talk for hours and hours on end right now, but I'm gonna have to cut it here.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, sex red. That's what he said.
Like
culture is
like it's actually a problem. Like I feel like a lot of the aspects that we put up into this podcast episode, a lot of that could be brought back for like a Black History podcast panel. I'm trying to put that together.
There's a lot to soak up and take in, but
There's so much. Whole
Sexy Red thing. That's what it started off.
There's actually so much.
Accountability is a big thing that we should have for that.
Yeah, but ain't nobody have accountability.
And the censorship that they're bringing out now is crazy because we censor certain things because it's political. But then a certain thing like that on agenda is like, it's okay. We can just
even the censorship is backwards,
right? So that's what I'm saying. It's crazy because we censor other things, but then we don't censor this. Freedom of speech is they want to say either way, but yeah, Sexy Red can do what she does still. You know,
even like the way they act, like
he likes that. I don't mind because I don't really pay attention. That's not my cup of tea. You know, it is what it is. But that's another. There's a lot more topics we could do it.
There's so much more, but. Like I said, who am I to judge?
That's what it comes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't judge.
Who am I to judge? I can't judge.
Just my opinion. It's
a very strong opinion that we have. So.
I'm just saying. Sexy Red do her thing. He ain't gonna like it for a while, but it is what it is. That's what she's for. Honestly, she's for the generations of culture.
If she keep going down this path, she gonna crash and burn by herself. Maybe that's the goal.
I don't hope she burns. I don't hope she crashes. I just feel like, everybody's...
It's inevitable because she technically did already.
She already got people's attention. And who knows, now she might be actually, let me buckle down and start delivering certain bars and certain
Doubt
things.
it.
So I was like, yeah.
Doubt
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised if she does that because, like...
Doubt it.
Once now she has the resource, now she has the fan base, now she has the attention. I can see her capitalizing off it. And, start actually introducing some... I don't care if she even has ghostwriters for her, but just putting some more wholesome content. Or more, as you said, like rap, bass influence stuff.
It's not hard to ghostwrite that. She can do
because
that
she already has the attention and she's captivated by having a shock value. So, she has the financial means now, and she has a fan base and listeners. So why not? Now she can capitalize off that and utilize it to her ability. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if she goes that way. So yeah, you know what? Do your thing, Sexy Red. You already got enough crazy outlandish shit out there now. Just do a 360 and do something.
Hey man, your pum pum on the internet, all right?
I don't know. I never seen it, so I'm good. I don't want to see it per se. All right.
Boy, your whole crotch is on the internet. Congratulations, you did your thing. All right, you say what you're gonna do. But yeah, I'm gonna just wrap it up there. I'm gonna wrap it up there.
All right.
Just another podcast episode.
For sure.
Back here in the stew again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know what else I can say to outro this. I'm just.
Nah, Sexy Red, do your thing, Sexy Red, because that's the next topic. We'll deal with.
And you know what also bothers me? My favorite color is red. Piss me off, dog. Hey,
Sexy Red.
My name is Randy.
Sexy Red, Dre.
That's it. We're done here. I don't want to talk about this no more. We're gonna say the next. We're gonna say the. Shut your mouth.